Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to integrate Wix with Pabbly Connect step by step. So in this video, I'm going to tell you that how you can integrate Wix application with Pabbly Connect. Okay, so what is Wix? Wix application is an easy to use platform that allows anyone to create and manage their own website without needing any technical skills. It offers a wide range of customization templates, drag and drop tools, features like online stores, booking systems, and SEO tools. This makes it perfect for business creatives and individuals who wants a professional online presence. With Wix, you can design your website that fits your style and needs. Add your own text, images, videos, publish it in all with few clicks. And in this video, we're going to learn how you can integrate Wix with Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. Then all Pabbly apps window is going to appear in front of you, in which you can see all the applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right over here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Integrate Wix with Pabbly Connect. Okay, so this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. You can give the name to your workflow according to your own requirement. And for the folder over here, I'm going to click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select Wix Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Integrate Wix with Pabbly Connect, and there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means our action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, as in this video, we're going to learn how to integrate Wix with Pabbly Connect. I'm going to select my trigger application over here as Wix, okay? Firstly, we're going to learn how we can set up Wix for the trigger, and then we're going to learn how to set up Wix for the action step as well, okay? So after selecting my trigger application as Wix, for the trigger event, I'm going to select as Configure Webhook. With this trigger event, we are going to create a connection between Wix and Pabbly Connect, okay? Here, what my objective is for setting up this trigger, that as soon as a new contact is going to be created in my Wix account, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response of the contact being created. Now, in order to create the connection, over here you can see Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. With the help of this unique webhook URL, we're going to create a connection between Wix and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help text step by step, okay? So firstly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, we are going to follow the steps given here below step by step. Firstly, it is saying log into your Wix Developer Center, open your application in it. Firstly, as I've already logged into my Wix account, what I'm going to do is I'm going to directly click on this Wix Developer hyperlink right over here. As we have done that, we will be landed towards the Wix Developers page. As you're going to land on this page, firstly, it is asking for us to select our application, open our application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the application. I'm going to build the application right now. So where you can see it says build Wix apps. Click on this build an app button right over here as we're going to build an application. After clicking on it over here, as we're going to create a new app, click on this create new app button. And I want to create the application from scratch. So I'm going to select over here build from scratch. It is asking for the framework for start building. I want to select the framework as self-hosted and click on get started right over here. You can see that the application is created. I want to name this application. So I'm going to rename this application over here as new contact created. Okay, this is the name that I want. After giving the name to the application, I want to give this application permissions. For that, what I'm going to do is from the left side of the panel, I'm going to go to this permissions section. Okay, as we're going to give the permission, I'm going to click on this add permission button. It is asking for the permissions that I want to give. I want to give the permission according to the filter that I have. Here my objective is that as soon as a new contact is going to be created in my Wix account, I want Pabbly Connect should capture the response of that. So that is why for the permission category, a category is mentioned in our Wix account that is in the name of contacts and members. So I'm going to select that permission category right over here. After selecting the category as contacts and members, if I'm going to scroll down, you can see it says manage members and contacts all permissions. I want to give all these permissions. So that is why I'm going to click on this all permissions option given over here. And then I'm going to save the changes right over here. It says your changes are successfully saved. You can see the permission is added for the contacts and members. You can see right over here as the permission has now been added. What I want is I want to test this application that I've created. For that, I'm going to click on this test your app. After click on it, go to this app market website right over here. I'm going to click on this test app button as I want to save the changes of this application. And then I'm going to click on this add to site button. As I'm going to do that, it is asking for the agreement. So I'm going to click on this agree button of these permissions that are required. You can see right away it says new contact has been successfully added. This application has now been successfully added in my Wix account. Okay. As the application is added, now what I want is I want to connect this application to Pabbly Connect. And for connecting, I'm going to copy this URL from here again. After copying the URL, I'm going to go back to my permissions section of the application that I've created. So this is the permissions section, and next to permissions, it says webhooks. Click on this button right over here. After coming to webhook, I want to create a new webhook. For that, I'm going to click on this create webhook button on the top right corner. And over here in the category section, you have to search for the categories again as members and contacts. So this is the category I want to create a webhook in. So I'm going to select this category. As I've selected the category, here my objective is that as soon as a new contact is going to be created in my Wix account, then Pabbly Connect should capture the response. So we're in the category section, we have received multiple categories, like you can see contact deleted, member deleted. There are many other categories right over here. My objective is that as soon as a contact is going to be created in my Wix account, what should happen is Pabbly Connect should capture the response. So you can see an event is provided to us for creating this webhook, that is contact created. So I'm going to select this event right over here. Okay. As we're going to select the event, it is asking for the URL. For that, I'm going to paste the webhook URL right over here. And then I'm going to click on this subscribe button. As I've done that, it says webhook added. You can see the webhook for the contacts members for the event as contact created is been successfully added right over here. As now the webhook URL has been added in my Wix account, this means that Wix has now been connected to Pabbly Connect. And now to check whether Wix is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what we are going to do is we are going to create a new contact in our Wix account. As we're going to create a new contact, I want to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the new contact being created. For creating the contact, I have created a form with the help of which the contacts are going to be created. So this is the form right away. I'm going to fill in the details. Firstly, it is asking for the contact's first name. So for the first name of my contact, I'm going to write it as Smart. For the last name of my contact, I'm going to write it as account1. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as smartaccount1@pabblytudes.com. And for the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this submit button. It says thanks for submitting. As it says thanks for submitting, I'm going to go back to my Wix account. I'm going to open the contacts of my Wix account. And you can see a new contact in the name of Smart Account 1 has been successfully added in my Wix account. You can see right over here. As the contact has been added in my Wix account, I'm going to open my workflow and check whether Pabbly Connect has captured the response of this contact being created or not. For that, I'm going to open my workflow and scroll down. And yes, you can see right away, you can see the response of the contact being created is successfully captured right over here. If you're going to tally the response, it says contact was created. You can see right over here. The email of the contact comes as smartaccount1@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number. First name is Smart, last name is account1 with all the other details. Okay. As the response is captured in our trigger, this means that Wix has now been connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. So this is how you integrate Wix with Pabbly Connect for the trigger step. So now what you can do is, as we have received the details of our contact, you can either add it in your Google Sheets if you want to create a record. If you want, you can send the SMS, WhatsApp message or email with the help of the action step by adding the actions according to your requirement. Okay. So this is how you integrate the trigger step for Wix. So now what I'm going to tell you next is that how you can integrate Wix now for the action step. Now here what my objective is that I have created a form with the help of jot form with the help of which I am collecting my leads details. Here, what I want is that as soon as a new form submission is going to be done by the potential customers and clients with the help of Jot form, I want to create a contact of that lead in my Wix account. Okay. So now in order to do that, we're going to set up our action step. For the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Wix. As here, I want to learn how to integrate Wix with Pabbly Connect. So that is why for the action application, I'm going to select it as Wix. And for the action event, my objective is that as soon as the form submission is going to be done with the help of Jot form, I want to create a contact of that lead in my Wix account. So I'm going to select my action event over here as create contact. If you want, you can see there are other action events right over here as well that you can use according to your requirement. As you can see, it says create contact with custom fields. With the help of this action event, you can create the contact with custom fields. You can also create a product right over here with the help of this action event, create product. With the help of update product, you can update the product. Delete product, you can delete the product. With help of this action event, add product image, you can add a product image according to your requirement, according to this action event. Next action event is create a collection. You can create a collection in your Wix account. Next is update a collection. With the help of this action event, you can update your collection. Over here it says update contact. With the help of this action event, you can update a contact in your Wix account. With the other, it says update contact with custom fields. With the help of this, you can update the contact with custom fields. Its next is add products to your collection. You can add a product to your collection. Next is delete products from a collection. You can delete the product from the collection with the help of this action event. Next is get collection by ID. By the ID, you can get the collection with the help of this action event. Next is create coupon. You can create a coupon in your Wix account with the help of this action event as well. Next comes get a coupon by name. As you are going to create a coupon, you can get the coupon with the help of the name with the help of this action event. And next is get collection by name. Then is get contact by email, get contact by ID, get product by ID, get order by ID, get product by name, get contact labels, and custom API request beta. So these are different action events that is mentioned right over here. You can use any of the action events according to your requirement. In my use case, I want to create a contact of the lead. I've done the form submission using Jot form. So for the action event, I'm going to select it as create contact. Okay. After that, I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection. After that, click on connect with Wix. Over here, as we're going to do that, it is asking for the app ID and the app secret key. For having the data of the app ID and the app secret key, I'm going to click on this hyperlink here, right over here. As we're going to do that, we'll be landed towards the Pabbly forum page. And if I'm going to scroll down, you can see right over here, the steps are given here below in the help desk in order to create a connection between Wix and Pabbly Connect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to follow them step by step. Over here, it is asking for us to log into our Wix Developer Center. By click on the link right over here, we're going to log into our Wix Developer Center. As we're going to log into our Wix Developer Center, we're going to create another application over here. So I'm going to click on this create new app button and I want to build it from scratch. So I'm going to select this option. For the framework, I'm going to select it as self-hosted and click on get started button. As we're going to do that, we'll be landed towards this page. I'm going to rename this app right over here. For the name, I'm going to give it as new contact. Okay, this is the application name that I want. Okay. After giving the application name, go to this OAuth option right over here from the left side of the panel. As we're going to click on it, you can see the app ID and the app secret key is provided. So I'm going to copy these details from here and paste it over here that Pabbly Connect is asking. This the app ID. And for the app secret key, this is the key. I'm going to reveal the key, copy this from here and paste it right over here. Okay. I'm not going to click on save right now. Now what we have to do is after saving the changes, it is asking for us to go to this page right away. So if I'm going to go back to my OAuth page, you can see it says advanced OAuth optional. Click on this arrow right over here. As we're going to do that, it is asking for the app URL and the redirect URL. So in my forum over here, you can see it says for adding the app URL, this is the URL that you have to add. Copy this link from here and paste it right away for the app URL. Okay. And for the redirect URL, what you have to do is this is a redirect URL. Copy this from here and paste it right over here. Okay. So after adding these details, I'm going to click on this save button. As I'm going to do that, it says the changes were successfully saved. After pasting all the required details and saving all the changes that we have created, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my workflow and click on the save button right over here. As I'm going to do that, it is asking for the permission next. So I'm going to click on this agree and add button as the save processment data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this agree button. As I've done that, you can see we successfully authorized Wix to Pabbly Connect. Here what I want is that as soon as a new form submission is going to be done by the jot form by the lead, I want to create that lead as a contact. So for creating the contact, we're going to fill in all the required details right over here, okay? So for adding the details, what we're going to do is we're going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how mapping works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step, that is jot form new response. And here what I want is with the help of this response, I want to create a contact in my Wix account, okay? So as I'm going to click on it, this was the same response that was captured in our previous step, okay? This is the same response that is captured in our previous step. I'm going to show you. You can see right over here, this is the same response that is captured. This is the previous step and this is the response captured right over here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, click on this field, go to this. This is the same response you can see right over here. It is asking for the first name of the contact that we are creating. In my previous response, I'm going to search for the first name right over here. You can see this is the first name of my lead who have done the form submission right over here. So this is my previous response, and from my previous response, I'm going to select this data of the first name. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this map data. Similarly, for the last name, I'm going to search for the data of my last name right over here. This is the last name. I'm going to map the data, okay? After that, it is asking for the tag right over here. I want to select it as untagged, okay? After that, it is asking for the email address of our contacts. For the email address, we receive the email of our contact. So I'm going to map the data of the email. For the phone tag, I want it as none. So I'm going to select it. Over here, next, it is asking for the country code as we don't have the response of the country code. So I'm going to skip the part. For the phone number, I'm going to map the data of the phone number right over here. This is the data of the phone number. I'm going to map the data, okay? Next, it is asking for the address. We have received the address. So I'm going to map the data of the address right over here. This is the address, street, one line, okay? After that, it is asking for the city. So for the city, I'm going to map the data of the city that I've received in my previous response. I'm going to map the data. Next, it is asking for the zip code. So for the zip code, I have received the postal code in my previous response. So this is the postal code. I'm going to map the data, okay? After that, it is asking for the country, company, and all the other details which I do not have. So I'm going to skip the part, and as these are not required fields, so I'm going to skip the part, okay? You can enter the data according to your requirements, okay? After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the Save and Send Test Request button. As I'm going to do that, we're going to receive a response in this manner, which is a positive response. This means the contact has now been added in my Wix account. So now I'm going to open my Wix account. So this is my Wix account. You can see right over here, and this is the contacts page of my Wix account. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, you can see right over here, a new contact has been created in my Wix account. If you're going to tally the response of the contact, over here, the first name of the contact is Smart, the last name is Lead, email is smartlead1@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number. As the contact has been successfully created in my Wix account, this means that we successfully integrated Wix to Pabbly Connect for the action setup as well, okay? So now whenever a new form submission is going to be done by the lead with the help of jot form, automatically that lead is going to be created as a contact in Wix. So this is how you can integrate Wix with Pabbly Connect for both trigger and action, okay? So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.
Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.